Yeah, she was lying. Okonjo Iweala was actually lying, and I'm surprised that the woman that had the best education from American University will be saying what she's saying. The Nigerian government does not have the money to fund the educational sector that she knows has actually collapsed. I'm sure she didn't send any of her children here to any of the Nigerian university. So if she said that Nigerian government cannot provide 97 billion or 87 in order to pay the arrears of amount of money that should have been paying every year to revitalize the educational sector, then she's lying, because she is the Minister of Finance and the coordinating Minister for the Economy, and she knows that how much Nigerians have been withdrawing to do some of the priorities that is not right. The issue of the jamboree that took place recently by the women, led by them, Patience Jonathan, I'm sure the federal government spent money for that particular jamboree. The private jet they want to buy for the president, 2 more private jets, despite the fleet of jets that are there already, 8 of them. She is the Minister for Finance. I'm sure she knows that that is not a priority for now. The amount of money we are paying our National Assembly members, she knows that that is also not a priority. Somebody has even stirred up a controversy that we have spent 1 trillion for the last 8 years in order to finance and service our legislators at the National Assembly. I'm sure she's aware of that. She has been a minister under Obasanjo's regime. She knows that there has been a misplaced priority by this present government. We borrowed how much billions recently from China, and we're not seeing any concomitant evidence of any infrastructural development with all this money we are borrowing. She was once the minister under Obasanjo's regime, and she knew how she persuaded Obasanjo to ensure that we write off all the debt that we are standing. And she knows that we have gone back to our debt, even in a worse situation than we were before Obasanjo wrote off all this debt and all that. So she is telling Nigerians a lie, and I'm very, very sad that this is a woman I so much hold in high esteem that I even spoke in her favor when she was coming back as a minister. People were against her coming back and said she's an imperialist and all that. I said no, that this woman is a purely professional person, but I am totally disappointed that this woman now has joined Nigerian politicians to be telling a lie. She knows that 92 billion or whatever the ASU is asking is something that is good for our economy, something that will revitalize our educational sector, because Nigerians spend billions of naira every year sending their children to universities abroad. Instead of sending their kids to Nigerian universities here, they are sending them to Ghana, to Cotonou, to other countries, lesser countries in Africa, and to UK and to France and to other Germany, other countries, and she knows about it. Now we can put this money into use in this particular country if you revitalize our educational sector. So she's lying, and I'm totally ashamed of her making that a statement. If she's not worthy to remain as a Minister of Finance, she has a right to resign and go back to America. You are elected in order to ensure that the system works. You are elected to ensure that the educational system perform what they optimally, and you are killing that particular system in order to make way for your private university. My son gained admission to a private university, and I just went there. I came back and I felt totally dejected and so totally sad, because I was asked to cough 1.7 million naira per session for my son that just gained admission, and that does not include feeding. That does not include buying bed space. It does not include buying the books. It does not include transportation to and fro to the school. So in other words, I may be expected to spend 2.5 or 3 million in a year for my son who had just gained admission into a private university, because the public universities are not functional. So if you see leaders doing this to a country where they are elected to govern, what would you regard as those leaders, what they are? Where would you classify them? Are they not regarded as devil? Are they not as devil incarnate, destroying something that has been placed in their hand? Now, the amount of money they are asking for, how much was squandered on the fuel subsidy? Was it not more than 1 trillion? The National Assembly members, how much did we spend on them? Even our political office holders, was it not a physical mobilization that was saying that we spent 90-something billion in one particular year, for our national office holder, just in a year? And so if we can spend that kind of amount of money on our salaries and allowances for political office holders, why can't we make the sacrifice of certain amount of money every year in order to revitalize our educational sector? Because education is key. And Nigerian university does not even come near 1,000 in the entire rating in the world. So what kind of system is that? And you want to join and call yourself a developing nation? Developing in what area? Your educational sector is completely bad. And I'm asking ASU should not call up this strike until this matter is resolved once and for all. It's not that next year again they will just call the students off on strike, and then they will just, you know, destroy this kids, you know, idea of life.